Welcome back to VL Podcasts, part of your favorite tech and science channel, Visual Learners. Today's episode is one that'll blow your mind, literally out of this world. We're diving deep into SpaceX's most recent and astonishing feat, the Starship rocket launch and the jaw-dropping catch of its booster during a groundbreaking test flight. This could very well be one of the most pivotal moments in modern space exploration, and we'll be breaking down what this means for the space industry, how SpaceX is stacking up against NASA, and how the future of space travel is evolving right before our eyes.
SpaceX's Starship has achieved something it hasn't done on 4 previous attempts. Two robotic arms attached to the launch tower caught its heavy booster as it returned to the landing pad. It's the first time this has been achieved. Starship is the largest rocket ever built. It's designed for crewed and cargo missions, with both the spacecraft and the rocket intended to be reused after returning to Earth.
3, 2, 1. We have liftoff. Vehicles pitching downrange.
You know, I gotta say, when I saw that footage of SpaceX catching that Starship booster, I knew we had to deep dive into this. It's one of those things in space exploration that just makes you go, hold on, did they just do that?
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
This is not just another routine launch. This feels different.
Yes.
This feels big.
It does. It feels like, remember where you were when you saw like that first Falcon 9 landing? This feels bigger.
Right.
We're talking about SpaceX Starship. This is their like monster rocket, right? Designed to take us to Mars and beyond. And they didn't just launch it. They caught the massive booster rocket out of the air after it finished doing its job.
And this catch, I mean, it's not just a cool visual. It's a potential game changer. Imagine if airlines like threw away a jumbo jet after every flight.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's essentially what we've been doing with rockets until, SpaceX started to change the game.
Okay, so for anyone who maybe needs a little bit of a refresher, explain it to us like we're 5. What exactly is a reusable rocket and why should we care?
Okay, so imagine how expensive air travel would be if we had to build a brand new plane for every single flight.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's what we used to do with rockets.
Yeah.
Which made space travel unbelievably costly and really wasteful.
Yeah.
Reusable rockets, they change all that.
So that's what SpaceX has been doing for a while now with their Falcon 9 program. But Starship is on another level entirely, right?
Exactly. Starship is way more powerful than Falcon 9. It's designed for those really ambitious missions, to the moon, Mars, even beyond. Now catching this booster. Huge step towards them actually achieving their goal of like fully reusable spacecraft. They're talking about reducing the cost of space travel by, get this, as much as 90%.
90%. That's mind-blowing. Suddenly these dreams of space tourism, it doesn't seem so far-fetched anymore.
Precisely. And it's not just about tourism, that cost reduction. It could revolutionize scientific research, more frequent missions, more ambitious missions. We could study our solar system like never before.
So this one booster catch, as impressive as it is on its own, it's really just a glimpse into this future where space travel is more frequent, it's more affordable, and it's open to these possibilities we can barely even imagine. But it begs the question, what about the competition? Where does this put SpaceX in the larger space landscape, especially compared to, say, NASA? Are we talking about like a new space race here?
It's complex.
Yeah.
While SpaceX is known for being like bold, fast-paced, they're all about innovation. They aren't in some kind of head-to-head battle with government agencies like NASA.
Yeah.
In reality, they work together a lot more than I think people realize.
Really? Give us some examples. How are they collaborating?
Okay, prime example. NASA's Artemis program. They're planning to establish a permanent base on the moon. And guess what? They've partnered with SpaceX.
Oh, wow.
To develop key components.
Okay.
Including the system that will actually land humans on the lunar surface.
Wow. So NASA's relying on SpaceX's engineering for this, like, crucial part of the Artemis mission. That says a lot about the trust they have in SpaceX's capabilities.
It shows that even with their different approaches, they both recognize, the importance of collaboration in advancing space exploration.
For sure.
And it's not just the moon missions, right? Don't forget, SpaceX's Crew Dragon spacecraft, that's already ferrying astronauts to and from the International Space Station for NASA.
So it's less about competition and more about this This fascinating dynamic between SpaceX with their agility and ambition and NASA with their legacy of experience and deep space knowledge, they need each other.
They do.
And that's ultimately good for space exploration as a whole.
Absolutely. And this recent success with Starship's booster catch, that just might be the thing that propels this whole collaborative spirit even further.
This is already so fascinating, and we're just getting started. But before we go any further, let's take a moment to talk about a particular detail that caught my eye. You mentioned space tourism a little bit earlier, and it's one of those things, like it captures the imagination, right? I mean, we've all seen those photos of Earth from space, and they're incredible.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right now, it is a playground for the ultra-wealthy.
Yeah.
But Starship has the potential to change that. Remember that article we read about SpaceX's long-term vision?
The one that talked about, like, making humanity a multi-planetary species.
That's the one. A fully reusable Starship could make space travel so much cheaper, potentially opening it up to, a much wider audience. It's not just about sending a few billionaires on joyrides. It's about making space accessible to, well, more people, researchers, entrepreneurs, everyday people who just, they dream of experiencing space firsthand.
Imagine that, booking a trip to orbit for your honeymoon, or maybe taking the family on a weekend getaway to like a space hotel with like stunning views of Earth. I mean, it sounds crazy, but with each successful Starship test, that kind of future feels a little bit closer,
Yeah, and it's not just about tourism either. Think about the scientific possibilities.
Right.
More affordable, more frequent space travel. That means we can send more probes to study distant planets, moons. We could launch more advanced telescopes, to peer deeper into the universe. We might even be able to accelerate the timeline for that lunar base,
Yeah.
which that could then serve as a stepping stone for further exploration of the solar system.
We touched on the Artemis program a little bit earlier, but it's worth diving into a little deeper, don't you think? A research station on the moon? I mean, it sounds like something straight out of science fiction.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But the science behind it, it's very real. And the Starship's ability to transport large amounts of cargo, building and supplying a base like that becomes significantly easier. Imagine the experiments we could conduct, the discoveries we could make with a permanent scientific outpost on another celestial body.
It's incredible to think about. And then there's like this whole concept of asteroid mining, which also just sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Is that something that could actually become a reality?
It's definitely on the table. Asteroids, they contain huge amounts of valuable resources, right? Precious metals, water ice, even platinum. These resources could be used for everything from, well, they could be used to build spacecraft in space. That way we don't have to launch everything from Earth, which is a huge obstacle as it is, to potentially even providing the resources that we would need for settlements on the moon or Mars. It's a bold idea, no doubt, but it's one with enormous potential.
It all sounds so incredibly exciting, but it also makes you wonder, like, with SpaceX making these giant leaps forward, are there any, like, downsides, any potential downsides to their dominance in the space industry? I mean, is it healthy for one company to be so far ahead?
That's a valid concern. It's important to have, a diversity of players in any field, and space exploration is no exception. Competition often breeds innovation. So it's crucial to make sure that other companies and, other space agencies, that they can kind of keep pace with all of these advancements that SpaceX is making.
Right, because a healthy space ecosystem benefits everyone in the long run.
Precisely. And it's not just about competition. I mean, as we venture further into space, we also need to think about the environmental impact.
That's a good point, yeah.
Reusable rockets. They're a step in the right direction, for sure.
Yeah.
But we need to make sure that space travel becomes more sustainable in the long run.
Right.
The environmental impact of rocket launches, even reusable ones, it needs really careful consideration, especially as we increase the frequency of launches and explore more and more distant destinations.
It's a balancing act for sure, pushing the boundaries of what's possible while also being responsible stewards of our planet and beyond. This kind of leads us to another important aspect of this whole conversation, the so what factor. We've been talking about all of these incredible advancements in space technology, reusable rockets, lunar bases, asteroid mining even. It all sounds incredibly futuristic, right? But what does it actually mean for us here on Earth? How will all of this impact our lives in like a really tangible way?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Think back to the early days of the internet. A lot of people, they saw it as a novelty. Something just for, tech enthusiasts and researchers, but look at how it's transformed our world.
It's true. Yeah.
Space exploration has that same potential. It has the potential to, fundamentally change the way we live, the way we work, even the way we think.
So we're talking about like a paradigm shift, not just some technological advancement.
Exactly.
But it's so hard to grasp the scale of it all.
Right.
Can you give us any concrete examples of how this might actually play out?
Absolutely. Let's start with something that feels very tangible. Jobs.
Okay.
As space exploration becomes more commercially viable, it's going to create entirely new industries. Countless new jobs. We're talking about engineers, technicians, scientists, architects, even, get this, space lawyers, space tourism operators.
Wow.
These aren't just jobs of the future, right? These are jobs that are being created right now.
It's like the early days of the gold rush. But instead of panning for gold, we're building rockets and establishing a presence on other planets. And just like the gold rush led to all sorts of unexpected innovations and societal shifts, who knows what surprises this new space age holds for us, right?
Exactly. And let's not forget the potential for actually solving some of our biggest, most pressing problems here on Earth. Space-based solar power. That could provide clean energy, renewable energy on a massive scale.
Yeah.
Asteroid mining that could alleviate resource scarcity. And let's not forget the technological advancements that are needed just for space exploration.
Yeah.
They often have applications in completely different fields.
Yeah.
Which leads to new breakthroughs in, well, it could be medicine, materials, science. Who knows?
It's not just about escaping Earth. It's about using space to better understand and hopefully improve life on our own planet.
Precisely. And there's, I think, something even more profound at play here.
Yeah.
Something that goes beyond just, economics or technology. Space exploration has this way of, expanding our perspective.
Right.
It reminds us that we're part of something so much larger than ourselves.
It's true.
It ignites our curiosity, our sense of wonder, our desire to push the boundaries of what we think is possible.
It's like that iconic Earthrise photo, you know, the one taken by the Apollo 8 astronauts. Seeing our planet just kind of hanging there in the vastness of space. It really did. It changed our whole understanding of ourselves and our place in the cosmos.
And who knows what other awe-inspiring sights are out there just waiting for us, right? As we venture further into the solar system and beyond, the discoveries we could make, the challenges we'll have to overcome, it has the potential to bring humanity together in this shared sense of purpose and wonder.
It's a powerful thought. This idea that space exploration, it isn't just about rockets and technology. It's about the future of humanity itself. It's about the choices we make, the risks we're willing to take, and the legacy we ultimately leave behind.
And that is exactly what makes this such an exciting time to be alive. This booster catch by SpaceX, it's a symbol of that pioneering spirit, that relentless pursuit of what lies beyond the horizon. It's a reminder that the future is unwritten, and we have the opportunity to shape it.
That is so well said. So to all our listeners out there, the next time you look up at the night sky, remember, the stars are a little bit closer than they used to be, and the future of space exploration, well, it's just filled with potential.
And who knows, maybe one day, some of you listening right now will be the ones pushing those boundaries, exploring new worlds, and inspiring future generations with all your discoveries.
What an incredible thought. And with that, we've reached the end of our deep dive. We hope you enjoyed exploring the frontiers of space with us. Until next time, keep looking up and stay curious.